Facts about human behavior that will leave you speechless. Human behavior is one of the most complex and fascinating topics in psychology. What drives our choices, emotions, habits, and relationships? Why do we act the way we do, even when it seems irrational or mysterious? If you've ever been curious about what really makes people tick, you're in for a mind-opening experience. In this article, we're diving deep into 10 facts about human behavior that will leave you absolutely speechless. These aren't just random tidbits. Each one is backed by psychological research and real-life observations. From the way we fall in love to how we lie, these insights will change the way you see yourself and everyone around you. Let's begin. 1. People make most decisions emotionally, then justify them logically. One of the most surprising truths about human behavior is that we don't actually make decisions logically. We like to believe we weigh pros and cons, but in reality, emotions almost always lead the way. Whether it's buying a car, choosing a partner, or picking lunch, our emotional brain reacts first, and our rational brain steps in afterward to explain why the choice was reasonable. Neurological studies using brain scans have shown that people with damage to the emotional centers of the brain struggle to make even the simplest decisions. Without emotion, logic stalls. So yes, even that impulse buy you regret later? It was emotional, not rational. 2. People are more likely to obey authority than follow their own morals. This fact comes straight from one of the most controversial psychology experiments of all time, the Milgram experiment. In the 1960s, psychologist Stanley Milgram showed that people were willing to inflict pain on others simply because an authority figure told them to. Even when participants thought they were harming another human being with electric shocks, many complied. This experiment revealed that obedience often overrides personal conscience, especially when we're under pressure or told, it's for the greater good. It's a chilling insight into how easily good people can be influenced to do bad things. 3. Your brain can react to stimuli before you're even aware of it. Here's something truly jaw-dropping. Your subconscious mind often knows things before your conscious mind does. Research in neuroscience has found that your brain can make decisions up to 7 seconds before you're consciously aware of them. This means your gut feelings, those hunches you can't explain, often arise from real processing your brain has already done beneath your awareness. So the next time you just know something, science says you might actually be right. 4. People will change their opinions to fit in with a group. Human beings are wired for connection, and social acceptance often beats individual logic. The Asch conformity experiments demonstrated this perfectly. When people were asked to judge the length of a line, they often gave obviously wrong answers just to match the group's choice. This behavior explains why peer pressure is so powerful, why social media can manipulate opinions, and why people sometimes go against their beliefs just to avoid being the odd one out. We all want to belong, even at the cost of truth. 5. People are naturally drawn to faces that look like their own. It might sound narcissistic, but it's true. Studies show we are more likely to be attracted to people who look similar to ourselves. This is called implicit egotism, a subconscious preference for things and people that remind us of us. Even in relationships, we gravitate toward partners who share similar facial features, expressions, or even voice tones. It's the brain's way of finding familiarity and safety in others. In other words, you're subconsciously looking for yourself in someone else. 6. The fear of loss is more powerful than the desire for gain. According to behavioral economics, people are more motivated by fear of losing something than by the opportunity to gain something of equal value. This principle is known as loss aversion. This is why marketing phrases like limited time offer or only 2 left in stock work so well. The idea of missing out hits harder than the idea of getting something new. It's also why people cling to bad relationships or jobs. They fear losing what they already have more than they desire something better. 7. Your memory is rewritten every time you recall it. Think you remember your childhood accurately? Think again. Human memory is not a perfect recording device. It's more like a Word document that you edit every time you open it. When you recall a memory, your brain reconstructs it based on current beliefs, emotions, and even other people's suggestions. That means every time you remember something, you might actually be changing it. Over time, your most vivid memories could be partially or even entirely false. 8. People mirror the body language of those they like. If someone subtly copies your posture, gestures, or speech patterns during a conversation, take it as a compliment. This phenomenon is known as the chameleon effect, and it's one of the clearest signs that someone likes you or wants to build rapport. Mirroring helps establish trust and makes interactions feel more natural. It's not done consciously, it's a subconscious signal of connection. Next time you notice it, you'll know you're making a good impression. 9. Multitasking is a myth. your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. Many people pride themselves on being multitaskers, but science says your brain doesn't really work that way. What we call multitasking is actually just rapid task switching, and it leads to more mistakes, slower performance, and higher stress. The human brain can only deeply focus on one cognitive task at a time. So, if you're checking emails during a Zoom call while replying to texts, you're not multitasking, you're just exhausting your brain. 10. People can sense when they're being watched, even if they can't see it. Have you ever felt someone looking at you, even when your back was turned? It turns out that this phenomenon, often dismissed as paranoia, has some basis in science. Psychologists believe that humans have evolved a heightened sense of awareness to detect subtle cues of attention. This could be a shift in sound, movement, and peripheral vision, or a subconscious pattern we've picked up over time. It's your primal survival instincts at work, helping you stay safe in social environments. Final thoughts. Human behavior is full of hidden truths, mysterious motives, and psychological quirks that shape our lives in ways we don't even realize. From our relationships and choices to our fears and beliefs, understanding these powerful facts can give us an edge, not just in understanding others but in understanding ourselves. Each of these facts about human behavior can change the way you interact with the world. They're not just fascinating, they're tools for self-awareness, empathy, and influence. The next time you catch yourself making a decision, recalling a memory, or trying to multitask, remember, you're working with a brain that's both brilliant and beautifully flawed. Now that you know these facts, can you ever look at human behavior the same way again?